Jack Riccardi, 10 to 1, 550 KTSA.
KTSA News Time is 10:08. Good morning. It is Friday, October 1, 2010, and we're kicking off the weekend with a 90-minute Gang of Four on News Talk 550 KTSA and online at ktsa.com, and later video podcast at ktsa.com. On the Gang today, we welcome back to the show, but it's been a very long time since he was on Gang of Four, State Representative Jose Menendez, who I have to tell you, because you'll see this on the video cast later, but listening to the radio right now, you can't tell what a very good-looking man he is. And I've known him a long time.
Thank you.
Jose, I remember you and I having lunch in like 1995, I think, at a seafood restaurant over at Fredericksburg and 410 near Wonderland.
Right.
The restaurant's not even there anymore.
Right, that's right.
And you were a young guy. You were a city councilman. I mean, you look better now than you looked then. What are you doing?
Well,
as he put Splenda in his coffee.
I got a wake-up call about my health. You know, my dad never took care of his health, and I really noticed how it led to the loss of his quality of life, and my mom and my sister. And so I just said, you know what? I've got three little kids, and I'm not going to do that to them, and I want to be active in their lives. And so just started exercising and eating better.
How old are you now?
41.
You look great.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Taylor, I want that camera to add 20 pounds to him. I'm almost a little bit angry at Jose Menendez for coming in here looking like this. All right, well, we're glad to have you back on Gang of Four. For those that don't know, Jose is a Democratic State Representative, District 124. Are you? Do you have an opponent?
I have a Libertarian opponent.
Okay. And how are you finding it out there on the campaign trail?
Well, I'm, it's folks are feeling frustrated with both parties in the sense that I think more than just parties, with people that they feel are just saying whatever they want them to say. And so I like telling this joke about the politician who died and then, realized that other people can do the same thing to him. And it didn't end up so good for him.
So you'll tell us that joke later?
Oh, I'll be happy to.
All right.
I'll be happy to.
Won't be only Jimmy Parks telling jokes on Gang of Four for a change. All right, also with us on the gang today, prominent San Antonio criminal defense attorney Jimmy Parks. Jimmy, good morning to you.
Jack, it's not funny at all, but it's one of those mornings where I've had problems. Liz and I go through ups and downs just like any other couple. And all I did today was we went through the McDonald's drive-through, and I just said I'd like it to go. And I'm thinking, well, I'm just being thorough.
Right.
And all I hear is, you moron, you idiot, to go in the drive-thru. What do you think? What do you think they're thinking? So I decided just to go ahead and eat it there.
Oh, okay.
So I just stopped. I said, okay, I'll show you. And I ate it there, and apparently it caused a little bit of a ruckus. And so the marriage
held up a few people.
The marriage may be on the downslide.
I understand.
Right,
well, we'll see if we can help you out today.
Thanks.
All right, Jimmy Parks here today. Also, the man with the bow tie. We wouldn't know him if he didn't come in here without a bow tie. Michael Shackelford, political consultant and activist, and kind of plugged into a lot of people around town, and he's all over my Facebook all the time, always jumping on top of whatever we're talking about. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Before we start, I just, with your compliments to Representative
I'm sorry,
Menendez.
you feel undercomplimented?
Yeah, and
Well, I can't say you look young because you are young.
I'm thinking y'all are having a bromance or something.
Well, no, you know what? If I was so inclined, he's a very good-looking man.
And I'm quite insulted that you're not wearing the bow tie that I purchased you last time.
It really wouldn't go with this shirt, would it?
Well, no, too
Isn't
many
that
stripes.
true?
Yeah, too many stripes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
What the bow tie you gave me, it had a pattern on it.
That's
so
correct.
I would have to wear that with a solid
You
shirt,
could wear
right?
it with a solid or something that's light like this.
All right.
Who's
Maybe you
talking-
want to focus in on his...
My
This is an incredibly unmasculine show. So
Well, I was wondering, who's talking about this bromance?
Menendez is like,
Let's just
I
go
haven't
have a
listened to
drink.
him recently. Maybe the show has changed since I knew him. All right. I want to start with this. You all know by now that one of the most watched political races in the country has been upended this week by an 11th hour revelation, a so-called October surprise, although it came in late September. Meg Whitman is the Republican nominee for governor of California. She's the eBay executive. She's been polling even with or ahead of Jerry Brown, the Democratic nominee who was governor, decades ago. Now Meg Whitman's campaign is on the defensive after accusations that she knowingly had an illegal immigrant housekeeper on her payroll for nearly a decade. This woman has come forward, represented by Gloria Allred, Jimmy, who says, look, it's not just the hypocrisy of her running on a tough illegal immigration plank, but also we feel this woman was not well treated while in Whitman's employ and had to do things, out of her own pocket and so forth and so on. Other people are saying this is clearly nothing more than 11th hour, Hail Mary pass politically. What do you make of this as a lawyer?
Well, as a lawyer, first the maid was making $23 an hour, and I would have cleaned the house for $23 an hour. I mean, it's just I don't see how you could be mistreated. It's $23 an hour and all the silverware you can steal. So you look at a house like that and you think, well, for crying out loud, where's the problem? And the problem comes about just because of her status. And I got a feeling that people who are running eBay, that everybody who's ever been in charge of eBay is so busy that they don't have a lot of time to sit down and look over every piece of mail, every missive that crosses their desk. They have secretaries, they have accountants, they have individuals that handle that stuff for them. So I would be one of those that just say, I'm forgiving the deal. I mean, if this was an indictment, I'd be sitting in the jury going, you guys are crazy. Work on something else, because it just seems de minimis to me.
On one side, we have Jose, her saying, look, I had her fill out a form. It says she's legal. Yeah. On the other side, there apparently was a Social Security letter that red flagged her years ago. The letter does exist. The Whitmans are saying we didn't get it. They're saying maybe she stole it from our mail when it came in because she was afraid. I mean, I don't know if the voters can really sort this out between now and Election Day.
I agree. I don't think I think the key is the letter. The letter would be the wake-up call. Yesterday I was listening to the show, or to one of the KTSA radio listeners, this show, and there was a gentleman, I don't want to misspeak, just someone called in, a businessman, and he said, look, I've received the letters, and when you receive the letter, you've got to act. Yeah. And he said, if not, then you're in trouble. And so, the problem is, did she get her mail every day? I mean, the question is, where is her? I mean, if you really want to get technical, where does her mail get delivered exactly? Is it delivered out to a street? Is it to a mailbox with a key? Or is it, stuck in the house? I'm sure that Miss Whitman, being a multi-millionaire, probably billionaire, she may have an estate, and maybe the mail delivery person doesn't deliver it through the door slot.
You don't think she's patting down the driveway in her bunny slippers to get the mail out of the mailbox? Well, Michael, one of the ways I look at this is here's a woman self-funding her campaign, $120 million.
Right.
She's been positioning herself for years and running for over a year.
Right.
If she knew she had a problem, does it make sense that she would roll the dice for $120 million thinking she was going to get away with it? Or is that what somebody does when they have no idea?
I don't think she had an idea. I think this is a Hail Mary pass by her opponent. But what is concerning to me is if indeed that this lady was being paid $23 an hour, or whatever the figure is. I mean, like you said, Jimmy, what abuse was there? I mean, what allegations? Whitman's even willing to take a lie detector test that she didn't, she wasn't aware of it. So
and you have to think, Michael, you're right. At $23 an hour, you could have gotten somebody. You could have gotten a union rep to come down and clean your house for you. So it obviously wasn't a situation where she surreptitiously brought a lady into her house to get a great rate on cleaning the house,
right?
Or to mistreat her. I mean, she treated her very well. She could have gotten just about any service.
I got to tell you guys, this is why I clean my own house. It is just not worth the risk. I don't want to take any chances, so I do all my own house cleaning. And I can tell you, when I finally get into politics, this is one thing they won't have on me.